It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun Diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the touchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Maiyegun don't come. My people make we shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun Diary Politico. Maiyegun don't come. This one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Maiyegun don't come. My people make you shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun Diary Politico. Maiyegun don't come. This man not the off in mind.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Yes, tell them that Maiyegun Day. So tonight's program is going to be an open mic, which means I am going to take calls early enough. But just while we, gathered and get ourselves all together, I will get you into the whole story tonight.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you so much. Right, share this broadcast. Like I said, invite your friends and not so friendly friends. If you see the Lagos Sabobakus that stray in, right? We can't really do without them. But if you see them and they start misbehaving, just call my attention to it, okay? I will take care of them from this end, and they won't distract you in any way. However, you see this man is currently the #1 enemy of the people, as it's been, ascertained. And a lot are now asking, right, among others, that he should be arrested. Now, I think we should start from there before we get down to, the DSS that they discovered that there is a plot for an interim government in Nigeria. Maybe they can help the people in Lagos to detect those who are burning markets. At least, that will mean that they are doing something right. But for this man, Yakubu, one single man that robbed the entire generation of their hope. No, to them, is the enemy of state, and they are making this demand. Let's start from here.
Those claiming that our submission at the Ministry of Defense was to woo the military over a possible takeover are mischievous, yes, sir, and desperate spying doctors whose only interest is to midwife instability in our polity.
Yes. Yes.
Their plans will not succeed.
Yes.
Our country cannot afford to return to the dark years of military dictatorship, given the contributions of Nigerians to political disputes in Mali and Gambia. That is not an option or even an opinion. On the said day, we had rounded up visits to the U.S. Embassy and the High Commission of Britain and Canada. When we made a brief stop at the Ministry of Defense to read our press statement, calling on the military to stay within the law in their conduct, we call on all the spying doctors who desist, spin doctors who desist to desist from any further lies over our intention.
Yes.
We cannot be part of any political plot to destabilize Nigeria any more than it currently is by the illegality of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu.
Yes.
For those insisting on the unconstitutionality of the call, we'd like to remind you that Professor Yakubu's actions are also unconstitutional, and that the public deceit is a crime. The fact that he still has a job in the commission is proof of how much we have fallen into the pit of illegality. No progress happens in any lawless society. As of today, Nigeria is within the full field of lawlessness because of the conspiracy or collusion to permit that fraudulent declaration will stand. May we reiterate our demand in the interest of public information and knowledge, given the background of our explanation within the time limit of President Muhammadu Buhari. 1. Sack, arrest, detain Professor Mahmoud Yakubu.
Yes.
So cancellation of the presidential election of 25th February 2023.
Yes.
Declaration of an interim government.
Yes.
Compensation of all the victims of electoral violence and voter suppression.
Yes.
We have also called for the establishment of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Lagos and other flashpoints during the federal and state polls for the purpose of national healing. It deserves mentioning that our group and motivation are apolitical. We are not serving the interest of any presidential election or politician, not any candidate for that matter. We are only challenging the illegality of the process that declared a winner in the presidential election that met every condition for failure. We are asking for the people to be held accountable for once in our country. We will continue to march for Nigeria and will never stop until our demands are met.
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's open the conversation conversation from that. Nigeria has proven that it can't conduct elections, and if it's possible, just scrap democracy. As I know that sounds ridiculous, right? But with what you have witnessed so far, the division that the APC Egbekegbe has brought in, and then a tilter or tata their country that is at the brink of collapse. Democracy may actually not be for Nigeria, but that aside, this their charade has brought in more questions than answers. And the more you ask, the angrier you get. And somehow, the joke, it all becomes like, is somebody trying to play a fast joke on you? Well, that's exactly what the system has been doing to you all this while. And welcome to the party. So, they are demanding for the arrest of the INEC chairman. And the INEC chairman himself is responding. All of you should go back and replan. Go back to your drawing board and try again next time. But because of the wahala of election, this particular one that received the widest and the biggest, the broadest coverage, a lot of people were interested in what their election was going to be, until a drug baron, a drug dealer, was able to capture the structure or institutions of the country for himself. And a lot of people are saying, no, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to stand. And they are saying, well, what were you doing until it got to this stage? It's already happening. Then probably it's going to lead to a fight. Now, that's the state of the country as we speak. But here is the problem. The winner has been declared. The losers have been declared. The losers and the winners declared by the same umpire are both on the streets fighting for their mandates. The one that they declared winner is sharing money to poor Nigerians to also go out every day that they support him and all that. Yeah? And those who feel cheated, they have been on the street for the past 10 days. You know me. This is the diary, right? We will be keeping the record until the whole thing. Yeah? So because of the whole confusion, like say this is the first time election will be rigged. Even APC, Egbekegbe were surprised. Like, why is everybody so, why can't they move on? Can't you just move on? Why are you so losers? And the rest of that. But they are so scared, right? To actually go to sleep after the robbery. Now, they are now the ones cooking up different propaganda, incitement, to the point that their name on the list of those that are now under the radar for crimes against humanity, war crime, genocide, violence against humanity, money laundering, and the rest of them. They are a bunch in APC, like this guy, who somehow feels like they are still operating in isolation. Every day, when you read what they have to say from the camp of Etifnumbu, since they said they won, yeah, it's been one divisive threat, intimidation, and attack after another. So DSS came out yesterday, like a gist lover, to alert themselves, not me or you, that they can confirm that it is true that the plot for interim government in Nigeria is real. But for the sake of education, you watching me right now, when you mention interim government, it is an idea that only those in power can put in place. Sure you get. And if you remember, just before now, when El Rufaya was making that his broadcast about Naira scarcity and fuel scarcity, El Rufaya said some people inside Bukwari's government, they are doing everything to sabotage the election. Excuse me. Sabotage the election and make Tifnumbu lose the election. That if they fail, they are also working to install interim government in Nigeria. Do you remember that? This was the early stage, a few days before their election. APC versus APC, remember? It was APC governor who made that allegation. They were the first to raise the alarm of interim government. And people were asking, where's this coming from? Do you guys have no plan of conducting election? Do you plan on bringing chaos and all that? Too many questions, no answers. But we started getting the answers. The day before, on the day of election, the day after that, and the days after that. So suddenly, the DSS said they have uncovered the plots that some people are planning to install interim government. And they warned them, blah, 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 blah. The only people who have the capacity to install interim government is the government or the people who are in control of government in power. So what they do is that they will go and bring somebody. The Attorney General, Malamu, he will draft the article. And with that, they will take it to the National Assembly. And once their National Assembly passed it, even if they have to, I don't think they even have to take it to the National Assembly, but take it to the National Assembly. Once their National Assembly passed it and Bukwari signed it, they will inaugurate an interim government. Whoever they say will lead it. It's just going to be like a committee. They will call them the last one. The first and the last interim government in Nigeria was put in place by Babangida, and that was Shonekon. It lasted for 82 days before military took over. Abacha, remember? So, if the people in government now suddenly start screaming, hey, interim government, oh, you know what they said? I'll tell you. In the coming days, they are going to start arresting people. Okay? And they are going to be arresting them for just one thing only, for treason. And you know what? When they conducted that charade election, right, they said go to court. Abi? Now suddenly, in Nigerian courts right now, there are over 1,000 cases. Over 1,000 cases on this their 2023 election charade. I'm talking about, and a lot of people are still kind of still going to court. So Malamu and Bukwari and their gang, they have the capacity to bring one Southerner. It may be an Igbo man. It may be a Yoruba man. They will give him money. He will approach a court towards the inauguration day. And one judge that is also working for them is just going to give an order that they cannot inaugurate Tinubu to make it work well with what they have done with the Southern Nigeria based on this 2023 charade. The division, the hatred that they have already implanted, that they have have manifested in the last 12 months is enough. And majority of these are orchestrated by the Bukwari's government and with the help of the greedy Southern criminals who are power hungry as well, and they will do anything just to get that seat on the table, right? So it's easier You can find anybody, can go and bring an Igbo man, go and bring a Yoruba man, and a judge, from one court, federal high court, we just give it bam. So they will say, hey, Igbo man, don't go stop Tifnubu's inauguration, or right? But let's take it back a bit again. APC, Egbekegbe, raised the alarm through their Daura Secret Service. No name is mentioned, and nobody outside their circle will have the capacity to put up an interim government. You know another thing? They said Obasanjo is actually the brain behind the interim government. And you know that Obasanjo and Bokuwari, as it comes to their power struggle and the rest, it is convenient to dip Obasanjo into it. But guess what? They know who is behind this. And here is the fact. The DSS, the Dopemu Stupid Service, their job in the next few days and weeks is to hunt down a lot of you. And they've said some people are going to court to go and stop the inauguration, to cause problem in Nigeria. And they are not going to allow that to happen. The peace in Nigeria, they don't want anybody to stop the peace. Should Nigeria get peace? Is Nigeria peaceful? Anyway, this is an excuse to start mass arrest, mass detention of people. A lot of you young people are going to be tracked down. Your bank accounts are going to be locked. Okay? You are going to start going ghosts in a way, and you won't see who is actually after you. And whenever they get some of you, it's always going to be treason. Because according to them, they will say, you going on social media or organizing a rally or protest means you are working towards stopping Tifnubu's inauguration. And you know, in Nigeria have big men, weak institutions, strong men, weak institutions. So all institutions are in the pockets of the politicians themselves. So they can manufacture bogus, sort of a bogus investigation. But this thing is, why are they doing all this? Here is another one. Since this part of what this Charade election exposed is the xenophobic policy of APC, Egbekegbe, and nothing happens by accident. In my own world, right? In my own world, nothing happened by accident. Not everything happened by accident. There are some certain things that they are not coincidence, especially in politics or policy. When you see educated people or not educated people repeating the same rhetoric, hateful rhetoric, divisive ones, and they are quick to come in defense of the criminals that have kept them poor for life, then you understand that it didn't just come from the ground up. It came from the top down. And the likes of for Food Kayode tweeted something like this. He tweeted this today. Before now, when this guy tweets or say anything in defense of the injustice, the inequality, the impunity that Nigeria represents, and then the state sponsored the profiling of the Igbos, you would think this guy is actually somebody who is real. Yeah? How could you be real with so much vile in your heart? For those who know Kayode very well, some said that it's not even for food Kayode, Maiyegun. Just say fufu and kono, or for food and kono. Doesn't have to be, right? Now he tweeted this, said, whether anyone likes it or not, one thing is clear. This is a new Nigeria where unity is the watchword, and where the newly established alliance and new fund, please emphasis on the newly. These are his own making. He manufactured this. This is their world. If you're not in that world, you are an enemy. This is Nigeria, the newly established alliance, a newfound trust between the people of Southwest, the Yorubas, and the people of the North. Do you get that trick? Everyone from the North, they are in alliance with the Yorubas. Sure you get? And it shall, never again be broken. An alliance in a one country with over 250 ethnic nationalities. The country that is surviving based on the resources from the region that is not part of this unity, this capital letter unity in the world of these criminals that are about to, finally dissipate Nigeria. And please pay attention, emphasis on those capital letter. It's like somebody screaming, like, do not shall never like that again be broken. So pick out the word unity. Southwest Yoruba, North, never, broken, together, any. Put all of those words together and then you will see a self-serving rogue that can only survive on in a country run by lunatics, lawless criminals, vile people who never take responsibility for anything. Now look at this. So this is the new Nigeria in the world of these drug addicts. Their new Nigeria is the one where the northern Nigeria and the Yorubas have this unity. And that unity is that they will stand together to withstand any storm. Storm from who? Storm from those who are not part of that unity. Do you get their reality now? That's the world. That's their world. And you cannot say unity into existence. Do you know that? Unity is not just word. Love is not just word. Justice is not just word. These are not just words you say. There are actions that actually tells if you are working towards unity or you will be united or not. There are actions that will show if there is any existence of love, care, in the heart of those who are supposed to be caring for millions of lives and souls. But when they have this segmented xenophobic mind, tell me, would you now say you are surprised when you see those who don't have access to power, those who don't really have the resources to influence anything, regurgitating the same statement from this kind of people? And then you say, oh, unity beggar. We need this country. We need to be united in this country. We need to stop misleading this and that. But when you see these vile people, you can't see any unity anywhere. It's just going to be fire, fire, fire. This is the same guy who said, and here is another one. Oh, as deep as this statement is, as divisive as it is, what then happened to the people of Niger Delta? What happened to the people of Igbo extraction? What happened to fraudsters Otobokeyamo? What would then happen to every one of those who are not part of this unity that FFK say, is proclaiming here? What happened to them? Okay, I'll let you answer that when we get to that stage of taking calls, okay? Now, here is another one. In Lagos, for some reason, I have an instinct that continues to tell me that there is an act of terrorism going on in Lagos State. And a lot of people, a lot of you are not seeing it that way. And tonight, I want to bring your attention to that. Arson is terror. Murder is terror. Threat to lives and properties is a terror act. They are not violence. They are not clashes. In the last 6 months, I have personally tracked over 30 fire incidences around Lagos alone. Big one, small one, massive one, the entire market burned down and all that. And do you know why I suspect this is an act of terror against even Lagos? But this act of terror, like Boko Haram, like Fulani terrorists, they are government-sponsored terror. Until government says they are terrorists, some of you will not admit, but I am going to explain something to you tonight. And I want you to begin to kind of think about this. In Lagos State, on record, Lagos State have over 2 million out of school children. The children that are supposed to be in school, getting education and all that, but they are not. Right there on the streets in Lagos. The unemployment rate in Nigeria that you've been hearing about, 86 million unemployed Nigerians. Maybe I should say I'm happy or not. On record, in Lagos alone, there are over 6 million people living, sleeping, waking up every day in that Lagos who are jobless. Now, out of that 6 million, though others have, some have created the extortion business, which is sanctioned and then authorized by the states. And this fraction, they put them under 200,000 thugs, agbero, and they are always ready for hire. Any violence you want, any part of Lagos, wherever you want it to be, they are always ready for hire. Only for the APC, Egbekegbe government in Lagos. They are the terror. They are the local terror, right? That people have come to sort of learn how to live with. Do you get that? Don't pass through that place at night. Oh. Don't go through that place in the afternoon. Oh. Don't walk in that place during the day. Oh. Well, those thieves are there. Oh. This one's, it's like a terror that people live with. You are not even safe in your own car. If you get caught in traffic, you can get terrorized. You can get shot or killed. Yes. Now, that local terror is controlled majorly by APC, Egbekegbe. Now, months leading to that their Charade election, the rhetoric was that they must teach the Igbos a lesson in that Lagos. In fact, they need to go back to where they come from. They need to go back to the East. This is not new. But what you didn't know, what some of you don't know, is that there is actually a coordinated terror sort of operation. I will call it terror. I'm not going to call it sort of thug sponsored by. No. This is act of terror, and I'll tell you why. When APC Egbekegbe came into power in 2015, they did something that I have repeatedly explained to a lot of people on this platform. Yes, you've got terrorists here, you've got corruption, stealing, and all that, but there's a particular act of terror that APC, Egbekegbe, Bokwari, that they unleashed on Nigeria. It is called economic jihadist. Economic jihad. Now, the economic jihad is in different phases. In northern Nigeria, where a lot of people believe that the agricultural produce that actually serves majority of Nigeria comes from northern Nigeria. All of this came under attack. Farmers were beheaded by terrorists. Women, children were kidnapped from their different villages. Some of them turned to slaves on their lands, working, tilling the land, producing, and then, cultivating the land for the terrorists. The government is not touching them. So many parts of northern Nigeria is currently ungovernable. Like, there's no government there. There's no police. There's no nothing. They don't go there anymore. So all the economic activities in that part of the country, right, was already ruined and destroyed by more than half. Now, when you come down to the southern Nigeria, let's start from Yoruba land. When Boko Haram and his gang came in, surprisingly, they just shut the border out. According to them, they want to stop smuggling of food. They want to stop importation of this or that, rice. So they shut the border. Guess what? When they shut the border, they gave a spare key or two spare keys. One to Dangote. Everything they banned from importation, Dangote is the only one allowed to bring them into Nigeria. There's another one, Babu something. It's also from the north. Yeah? They gave him a spare key. So two northerners had the spare key to bring anything down into Nigeria from southern border. Nobody else. If you do, you get shot and killed. It got to a stage whereby even their customs are going into the streets in Ogun State, border towns in Ogun State. Their customs will be going into people's shops, shooting people because they are carrying a bag of rice. So last, all the economic activities in the southern Nigeria started nosediving. Not just that, economic jihad. Our farmers in Yoruba land, surprisingly, shockingly, they came under heavy attacks. From who? From the Fulani terrorists. And before we know it, they started kidnapping them. And before you know it, we were able to grow our food. No matter how terrible Nigeria will be, people will tell you, go to Ibadan. Go to this also place. Food are cheap. Food are cheap there. Food is cheap there. And all of that. All of this, they came under serious attack in 7 years. And today, some of our villages have become like war-torn areas. People have run away. Others have actually stopped. Those who endured for a while, they were running at loss. Big farms were being overrun by cows. And they couldn't do anything. And before you know it, people started living hard, really hard. And to this day, Yorubas are also suffering from the food inflation, things we could actually grow ourselves. Economic jihad. And when you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, suddenly, surprisingly, they started an act of terrorism, politically sponsored act of terrorism in eastern Nigeria. Just to also what? Cripple the economy there. What about the Niger Delta? The golden goose that is laying the golden eggs for Nigeria to do big boys and all of that, all these criminals. Far away in the creek, Fulani terrorists were touching down the creek with their cows. People were being slaughtered, kidnapped, ransom being paid. Then what about their environment? The oil that was actually coming from them that they told us was 1.8 million barrels per day suddenly dropped drastically to about 800,000 barrels a day. While over 700,000 barrels every day goes into the private pocket of those who came to come and fight corruption in Nigeria. And within a space of 2-3 years, boom, 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 Nigeria started exploding. Unemployment, indebtedness. And just like that, Nigeria became a jungle that a lot of people who were screaming change in 2015 started changing the tune. But unfortunately, the same APC, Egbekegbe, would rather tell you that your enemy is an Igbo man or the Niger Delta and all that. So if there's any unity, if there's any kind of arrangement, if there's any kind of bonding that Yorubas, according to Femi Foni-Kayode, have with the Northerners, does that also mean the Igbos who have their businesses in Lagos, who have been coming under serious attacks in the last 10 months, especially last 10 months? And we have seen some of these people on social media We have listened to audios. We have listened to voice recordings. We have listened to meetings where they have been threatened simply because of elections. So if you now want to ask me today, I will tell you that all this fire you are seeing in Lagos, even though some of you are playing them down, I want to tell you that this is an act of terrorism that should be added to the indictment report on this APC, when this whole house finally collapse, because it will collapse. Look at me very well. Nigeria is going to divide. Okay? Sooner or later, everybody is going to come together and say, you know what? I think the right thing now is for us to actually go our separate ways. But maybe we should start with the regionalism first. The autonomy for everybody to actually handle their own affair without anybody thinking somebody is coming or some other people are coming. Like politicians will tell you, they are coming for you. They are coming. We are the one protecting you. No. Nigeria is going to break into that pieces sooner or later. And it is not because you don't want that to happen and therefore it's not going to happen, or not because I want that to happen, then that's why it's going to happen. No, it is because the criminals in Nigeria, every day, every breath that they take in, every day of their life, is to maintain and continue to widen the gap of the division that is tearing Nigeria apart. Whether you are living in denial of it or not, it is going to happen. It's going to happen. So in Lagos, surprisingly, they said we have to teach the Igbos a big lesson. Remember I told you that their heart is so dark, their mind is so evil, that they are going to rig you. Like I said it, they are going to rig you. They will rig. The rigging that you have never seen before. The type that you'll be like, this must not stop. But they will rig you. But you will think, that's it. Now that you've rigged, can you calm down now? Can you, you know? I said they won't. After that, win or lose, they will still want blood. Because the only way they can continue to control Nigeria, continue to ruin Nigeria, continue to loot Nigeria, continue to divide Nigeria, is to split, to continue to split the blood of the innocent, spread the fear. Their currency is fear. I don't want them to kill me. Look at those people that went there. They have killed them. If you see the day they came to come and carry Akin, now from the balcony, then threw Akin and Akin mama, Akin papa and Akin sister. Now from balcony, then threw them. Baba, before the two of them land, Baba, Akin papa and Akin mama don't die. Akin, they bundle and like that. They waiting. This country, I don't want to die. I know, you know what I mean? They need this fear. But do you know something? They are also worried now because for the first time, they rigged an election. But the old noise is not going away. They are now battling with legitimacy. Are they legit or not? Who is going to deal with them? Tifnumu cannot go to America. He needs that inauguration to be president so that under the cover of immunity, he can go to America. Have you not noticed that? Is one of the booby trap that they avoided during their campaign. The basement campaign strategy that they use, that today, none of you can say where Tifnubu is right now. No, nobody can really say. Some said, don't believe that story that is in France. He is not. He is in Nigeria. He is hiding from those who wanted to serve him court papers. So I said, even when they finish rigging, they are still going to attack people. They're still going to look for one reason: to attack, to kill, to loot, and to destroy. And now they are doing it. I mean, you won. Now, do you know why I said that there is an act of terrorism being sponsored by APC? They will tell you that they are just erukus. Sure, you get. They are just thugs, political rascals. No, they are not rascals. They are not political rascals. They are local terrorists funded and sponsored by APC, Tifnumbu, and Lagos State government. And their act is act of terrorism. You know what they are doing? They are going to markets, and every part of the market that they suspect is majorly owned by non-Yorubas, especially Igbos. They will set them ablaze. No investigation, no arrest, no nothing until another one happen again. Have you not noticed? It's either they burn a part of a market down or they burn the entire market down. And every now and then, when their campaign stuff got so heated up and got so dirtier, right? They started saying, if this is going to be the last time that the Igbos are going to ever try what they tried. What did they try? What did the Igbo try? The Igbos are Nigerians. They are Lagosians. They work, they live, they work, and pay their taxes in Lagos. Okay? And they also register to vote in Lagos. Now, like everyone else, go out and choose somebody you want to vote for. No. Anybody who is not part of APC, even if you are a core Yoruba, you are not Yoruba. And the stigma of being an Igbo simply means you are an enemy. But this time around, they actually declared war on them, including their businesses, their family. And they said they need to go back this time because they don't want them to try what happened. The kind of threat they felt like they felt this last time. They don't want to feel that again. So therefore, they will destroy and burn and kill until there is no Igbo in Lagos anymore. Now, this act of terrorism to them is their way of defending their Lagos by destroying the informal sector, the sector that actually fund the IGR that Lagos State brags about. But that is what bigotry does to people. It blinds them. They don't think it through, right? And in fact, they don't know that if you are going out to destroy someone that you call an enemy, the ideal thing is that you should dig 2 graves. You will dig 2 graves, one for you, one for that enemy. So, you declare war on people that are just like common people like yourself. After people pay you to shout on your mandate like this because of 2,000 naira. Those are the Agbadomites. After their rally in Abuja, they started fighting because the person that was supposed to pay them, he started short paying them. So they attacked him. They attacked the 2 of them. They wanted to drag the bag of the money so they can scatter everything and everybody can just steal the whole money. Those are the people shouting in Abuja.
Today, I want to declare without equivocation. Today, I want to declare without equivocation. Today, I want to declare without equivocation.
In Abuja. So prior to their election, they wanted to teach Igbo a lesson. by burning their markets, burning their shops. And then when you talk about it, don't say that, Maiyegun, you are trying to cause a problem. You are the one who is trying to. Are you mad? Ni? Sheti yawere ni? Is that how dark-minded some of you Lagos Abobakus are? Ni? Is that how depraved or something that you are? Ni? Is that how unfortunate majority of you have become? Ni? Because of politics. And since this whole fire, the reason why I call it an act of terrorism is that since this whole fire here and there, have you ever seen any investigation? Daura that turned to Dokwemu, stupid service. Can't they see a pattern? Can't they see a pattern? Balogun market, few days ago. Akere market, few days ago. Now, Olowu Abi Oluwo market, spare parts market, Enekeja, everything burned down. They are saying, every time, some of you may not know, every time they burn a market, you see this Lagos Abobaku, some of them are not living in Lagos, but they are APC, Egbekegbe terrorist member, Al-Qaeda People's Congress of Yoruba land. You will see them. They will be pointing at where they should go and burn next. Let us go and burn that supermarket. That one is next. You see that Alaba market, that place is going to be very good for playground. A multi-billion dollars market that is paying multi-billion naira in taxes to the cover of Lagos state government. The Ashiri, Alakpama Shishes, they are hoping one day to burn down Alaba market. Lagos state government can turn it into a BRT roundabout. So BRT will just go there and turn and continue their trip. They will go there and turn, make all the Igbos go back to where they come from. This incitement is so bad, is so terrible, that after the election, after they announced themselves, some of them who are not from that same Lagos, they were happy. They said, some were saying that I am happy that my propaganda work on the people in Lagos. I'm just so sad that I am unable to vote in Lagos. But I am happy that I contributed my own propaganda to make sure that the Igbos don't take over Lagos. When there was no Igbo taking over any Lagos. Just yesterday, the Lagos Agberos, they clashed with the commercial bus drivers and conductors in Lagos. Here you get. These are people that are paying money into the hand of extortionists, political thugs. Here you get. Now, let's put it this way. In northern Nigeria, okay, the Boko Haram, they are controlling more than 30% of the towns and villages in northern Nigeria. A lot of communities have actually signed a peace deal with the Boko Haram, so that the Boko Haram are the ones providing security for them. So they pay security fee to the Boko Haram. And Nigeria is not doing anything about it. In Lagos, the local terrorists are extorting hardworking people. And that money is actually not going to government, it's going into the cover and into the pockets of the Agberos. So the bus drivers, commercial bus drivers in Lagos, the Korokwe drivers, that's the tricycle drivers as well, riders. So they protested. And in their protest, they said that a whole day, they pay 13,500 naira to different Agberos at different junctions in Lagos. If you are the type that actually operate long and longer route and all that, you will pay 13,000 naira for a whole day. Every trip you go, every trip back and forth, you'll be paying them 1,000, 1,000, 1,500, 1,000. And they then put the number together, right? That if Lagos have 72,000 commercial bus driver. And apart from paying for the road tax, paying for the driver, the insurance, paying for this or that, every other tax that goes to government, which they take maybe just once in a year. But every day, when they calculated how much they pay Agbero in Lagos, 13,000 naira. Now, if you now say 13,000 for 1 month, 30 days, that means each driver in Lagos is paying Agbero in Lagos, paying to the cover of the Agbero in Lagos 50,000 naira. Yeah. Is that 400,000 or 300? No, sorry, 380,000 naira. That's how much each driver, bus driver in Lagos, that's how much they pay into the cover of MC Olueran in Lagos every month. Now, if you put that together in a year, that's like a 4.1 or 4.2 million naira that every driver that is driving a bus, if you drive your bus from January to December on the streets of Lagos, you will be paying 4.1 million naira into the cover of MC Olueran. And guess what? These drivers protested yesterday. The Keke Napep riders said they pay up to 6,000 naira to the same Agberos. To the point that in their protest, so they said they are working, but they can't feed well. They can't feed their families. The majority of them actually hit things that people that are not even working can't feed on. Because majority of their money have to go into the hand of these guys, and at the end of what is left is barely enough to take care of them. Do you know those who came there to come and defend the Agberos? The Lagos Abobakus, the humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. Tell us how much Agbero is collecting in Anambra. And what is your problem, Sef Maiyegun? What is your problem? Why do you hate Yoruba land this much? Oh, I hate Yoruba land that over 250 billion naira every year is going into the private pockets of political thugs that controls the streets. They are not police. They are not military. They are not nothing. They are just Agberos. And they are entitled to take money from you, including from the sachet pure water seller, Okas. So if that money a year, they say Lagos State is generating, Alpha Beta said they are generating how much in Lagos? A year. How much? 600 billion. Now that is the one they declare. They are not telling you the one that goes straight into the pocket that they won't declare, Abi. But this particular one has nothing to do with the taxes that government collect. This one are extortion on the street of Lagos. Extorting drivers, riders, and all of them. 250 billion naira every year. So why wouldn't they own hotels? Why wouldn't they own the most expensive cars, automobiles? Why wouldn't they have houses like they want, right? Why wouldn't they begin to have properties abroad? Why wouldn't they send their families abroad that are living real large? Why wouldn't they? It's free money. So those who are suffering it protested. And the Lagos Abobakus, they came for me. You are just telling me. You are just jealous. How much are they thugs are paying in Anambra? How much are the drivers paying? So people are now coming there to say, well, in Anambra, all you have to do is once you collect the OT, you pay 4,500 naira a month. Oh, if you are a Keke Napep rider, you pay 1,400 naira a month and you collect your ticket. But this is not ticket. This is something you pay every day, every junction. Once you come to this junction and you pick somebody there, you pay. And by the time you put everything together, I say, how much money are they making? You this liar, Maiyegun. You this liar. How much money are they making? That they will be paying 13,000. Sure you get. All they have to do is to say what is wrong in it. You are just exaggerating it. It is not that bad. What is wrong if they are collecting the money? Are they not collecting the same money elsewhere? And that's it. You have it. That's your Nigeria. And the people that are, you this Maiyegun, you are enemy of progress. 2,000 naira, 2,000 naira. Papa, mama, Peking. Inside APC, Egbekegbe, impoverished beyond control. Just like this. Disgracing their family members there. When they are done, then they will begin to look for Igbo shop to burn. In the process of burning, aiming to burn down Igbo businesses, they are burning the businesses of Yorubas. They are burning businesses of other non-Yorubas who are also there in Lagos, in the informal sector of Lagos, actually contributing, not taking. The Igbos are not taken from Lagos. The non-Yorubas and the Yorubas alike who are living in Lagos and they're contributing to the economy of Lagos, they are not taking anything from Lagos. They are adding to it. The Agberos that are taking things from Lagos, I mean, they are actually taking and not giving anything back. They are those who are now burning the informal sector. That's an act of terrorism, if you ask me. Or what do you call this? If it happens, you wake up and you see a news like this on your screen.
One, because of the fire incident, nobody knows. So this Olowu by Ikeja, Olowu spare pass, Ikeja. So it is quite unfortunate how this shop burning in Lagos is getting out of hand. It's getting too much. Especially the Igbo shops, you know, it's getting out of hand. So, and I don't think they have enough security to guide their shops. So,
people market be this. See, now people AC pass BDC, a compressor BDC condenser. See as everything just go. See, look at people market. Look at this one. The one where they manage to even bring out to the ones where fire don't consume itself. Nobody see all those ones. See, look at now this. AC line they on fire like this. So push up don't burn. See condenser. See condenser. See condenser. See people market. See people market don't burn this early morning. Look at people shop. Which kind of frustration be this one?
So it's an act of terrorism. That's not clashes. When people come in the middle of the night and then they set fire on the business premises, what do you think should happen? Compensation or investigation to stop such from happening? There's not going to be any answer. Another one is going to happen again. Then another one is going to happen again. Then it's going to happen again and again and again. And that's why we said, see, I said this, I may not have influence in a way on how to say something and people will just say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. I may not have that much influence, okay? But my advice can be very, very useful. A lot of you talk about them, but we actually want to see you do them. Prepare yourself and form your own defense team, especially you, the Igbos, Lagosians. You are not visitors. A lot of you were born in Lagos. So, okay, stop making them continue to push that narrative that you came from somewhere, A lot of you have investment that the forefathers of the thugs that people can give 2,000 naira to, jobless, miscreants, political Arsonists. You have investment in that place. So many of you have been there for the 4th, 5th generation. A lot of you have been there. Your generation have been there before that Igbi Ragbiji could surface at all in the politics of Lagos. I don't know. You can form your own defense. You know the terrain. You know everybody around. You know the thugs that poses real threats to your businesses. You know them. There's no point in showcasing your victimhood all the time anymore. You get what I mean? That is your place. That's your place of business. That's your legal place of business. Thugs are committing act of terrorism. The reason why they will never be arrested, the reason why there will never be any investigation, and the reason why this is going to continue is because those who are sending them are those who are in government of Lagos State. Does that make any sense to you? Okay, it doesn't have to. Anyway. Defend your territory. Provide your own organized security system, not yourselves. Stop saying you are forming vigilante and all of that. No. Officially, you have different market union that you control there. Pull your resources together and provide security for your market and see all this fire disappear. All this fire today, fire tomorrow. Millions of, or if not billions, of people's investment are going up in smoke. People are dying. Some of these things, you read the story. Hey, social market born. How they have done born another market. Somebody gave them 100 million naira. You don't hear the full story. There are many people that will never recover from this ongoing terrorism of APC, especially in Lagos. They are going to expand it all over Nigeria. It's going to be a different act of terror. The one that you probably can't imagine, but they're going to happen. Defend yourselves. You've got the money. You've got the resources. Get those on, security guys that are undercover. Pay them good money. Okay? Protect your investment. Protect your businesses. And like I said and advised many times, I am seeing something that is so bad and terrible. You are never going to be able to manage it. Like, we'll manage it. We'll manage it. We'll do our best. We'll try and see. Now, if you beg from today till tomorrow, beg from May 29, put people together to continue to do media begging for Igbos in Lagos. From May, these guys are the domestic terrorists, and they have been convinced that the Igbos are a threat. This is a big thing, This is a big thing, The Igbos are a threat, and the only way to get rid of them or to conquer them is to ruin all your investment. They know you are likely not going to leave like that. But when they wreak the havoc beyond what, as in, something that will actually trigger a serious big riot. Well, let me tell you something. Nothing happens by accident. This whole thing you are witnessing right now, they are pretty much like the scratching stage. They are ready. They have been weaponized. They have moved in enough weapons that can actually start a war that can last for weeks. And this particular war is not because they actually want to fight. It's called program. So I'm saying all of this not to alarm you. I am saying this because a lot of you know this too. Except if you don't have any business in that Lagos. Except if you are living in denial. Yorubas and non-Yorubas alike in Lagos, they are aware of what I'm talking about. Majority of them just wishes it's not going to happen. But they are going to happen. They're going to burn more markets. Computer village, everywhere. And according to them, any market that has any sort of a tag of Igbo on it, this is Politico. This is terrorism. And I will be one of those that will raise the bell on it. And I will continue to speak out on it. Because this is not just random. This is not random fire. These are not random fire. Okay? These are setting the stage for what is still going to be a full-blown ethnic terrorism. Just like you've witnessed under Bukwari. Or if DSS want to save Nigeria from chaos. If DSS, the Dokwemusi stupid service, if they want to save Nigeria, then they should begin to arrest the real criminals who are perpetuating terrorism and see if there won't be peace. Because the first person they will have to pick will be Kolu himself. Trust me, they will have to be Kolu. After that, it will have to be this set of people too. Do you know that Nigeria is about to spend 22.5 billion naira to provide free internet at your airports, markets, and schools in Nigeria. The last day cash out. Listen to this.
The substantive chairman of the PSC vows to entrench sanity into the police force.
Issue of discipline will be taken very seriously. I would not want a situation where civil transactions are criminalized. So any officer who, steps out of the line, there are going to be consequences, and that the IG himself will respect, the constitutional powers, the police force. So, there must be mutual respect between both parties, and I don't foresee any crisis anymore.
Among several memos approved by the council is the free provision of broadband in 20 selected airports, markets and universities, gulping 24.2 billion naira.
We have 20 airports, both domestic and international, and in addition, we also have 43 institutions of learning. So if you add, you will discover 63 institutions are going to benefit. The second memo is very similar to the first one, is the provision of broadband to some selected markets. We have developed the sustainability model so that even after the deployment, the maintenance will be very effective.
The council had in 2022 approved a similar memo for the provision of unlimited internet in 18 universities in the first phase of the project, to be completed in 5 months.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
It's just a cash out time. Okay. It's a pandemic or it's a patantami. Is the terrorist sympathizer in charge of communication in Nigeria? Do you see where they sold you? A terrorist is in charge of Nigeria communication in ministry. Your text messages, your phone calls, your emails, your even your WhatsApp messages, communication generally. So when you are communicating, the terrorists are listening. Do you see how messed up Nigeria is? It's a pandemic or it's a patantami. He's doing his own final cash out. This person is or was Boko Haram, a friend to the Boko Haram leader, and he himself a Boko Haram spiritual leader that somehow turned himself to Afa, turned himself from Afa Tioja to Afa Agbokwe. Afa Tioja is the Afa that doesn't really know much other than to read his holy book. Afa Agbokwe is the Afa that I finally realized that there is more to life than, shall you get 72 virgins in Alijono or paradise. Before we go to Alijono, there are some heaven here that can be created. It's a pandemic from somebody who they do unto for terrorists, who they do prayer for other terrorists who have political ambition like Boko Haram, and somehow from the blues, from Afa Tioja to Afa Agbokwe. Now, as Afa Agbokwe, within a space of 7 years, Eja Agbe Allah Tobi, Allahu Akbar, Egbe Olorun Tobi, Allahu Akbar, Eja Agbe Olorun Tobi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Please, let's gbe Allah Tobi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Allahu Akbar. Sheikh Isa pandemic, within a space of 7 years, Olorun ti gbọpẹ́. He is now a proud owner of about 4 mansions in Abuja alone. one for his first wife, one for his second wife, one for his girlfriend, and one for the I don't know, one shot day for him. It didn't stop there. Within a space of 7 years, Tebliki is a pandemic. Is a proud owner of two heavy properties in Dubai. I'm not making this up. Or don't think I'm trying to make you see. You're laughing. It's not funny. I'm telling you what is real. Is real. That guy from inside. This one, he modernized his mosque. I'm going to go look for that and I'll show you. You think I'm lying, Abby? I'll show you in the pandemic soon. When it was the Sheikh pandemic. Before it now turned to the technological savvy under Bokwari. INEC election. INEC said they have 177,000 polling units. Therefore, they have 177,000 beavers that are connected to their server to upload results. Abi? Also, INEC said during the election, they will be uploading results so you can go and check the results, which means a lot of people will visit the website to go and check the results again and again and again. But you see, Sheikh pandemic. It's a pandemic that want to build internet, broadband for at your airport too. This is second phase, so they don't do the first one. Oh, that means some markets in Nigeria have broadband, Abi. Some streets in Abuja and in Lagos, they have broadband, free broadband. The courtesy of a pandemic. Some institutions, universities in Nigeria, they have internet, Abi. Okay. It's a pandemic. The technology savvy, shaky. He came out and he said, INEC website received 12 million cyber attack. Waiting the one hack. There are 12.5 million people are trying to hack INEC. Guess what? The zombie DLT, the Mugus that actually listened to somebody like him, they said, hey, I knew it. I knew that they want to hack it. They want she will ni. Now so now mad rich or okay. Sorry. They say if you want to join APC, you won't need your brain. There is no point. You will not need your brain. Somebody else will be doing the thinking for you. So website visits don't turn to hacking. This one, they roll them. They tell everybody. He said, they try to hack 12.5 million. They said, website visits. The whole world, in the whole world, all the big websites and all of that. There's a website, if you go there, right, you can check how much of cyber attack are being, or cyber threats that website or major website or businesses or government institutions and all that are receiving every day. You can track them. They said that India, US, China, everywhere, for that same day of election of Nigeria, the only place they have any cyber threat and everything all over the world, they still no reach 100 though. But for Isa pandemic, Boko Haram Sheikh, he boldly went on television and he said 12.5 million people want to hack INEC to change results. And Nigeria media, they just sat there. They say, hey, really? Can you prove that? Yes, I'm a minister. I'm a minister and I have all the record. Now, the way they won't do his last cash out, last 2 months, 24 billion. So that when you get to Nigeria, you can get access to Shena 3G, Abina 4G, Abina 1G. Because say 5G is Antichrist. Abi, I bet you look at them. Some of you don't forget. They don't tell you, say, if you don't forget, say 5G na Antichrist. 5G go cause cancer. Until the rest of you started buying iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 15, iPhone 20. Because you are looking for 5G network. They fear cancer again? Or fear Antichrist again? Anyway, now you can go to the airport and you can start browsing and downloading, uploading for free. Maybe ISA pandemic would have to give you the password after a cash out is for 24 billion. And in a year time, you'll be asking, wait now. Should they say, Benny, put 24 hours electricity at your airport first. Make sure that the toilets are clean. And then indeed, not infectious. And stop those who are extorting people, targeting people, or even stealing from people at your airport. Make it a little bit welcoming. And then not like a typical welcome to hell that Nigeria airport represent. Use that 24 billion for real, to actually put a proper reform in your airport, not a bogus broadband. Maiyegun, you're enemy of progress. If you go abroad, you see broadband. That is why thieves, ex-convicts, as you have drug baron, as your president-elect, you have a Boko Haram sympathizer, as your vice president-elect. What is wrong if you have an ex-convict as your Senate president? Narco states. We might
not bring votes in the Southeast, but we'll bring peace and honor. And we will bring unity to the country. That is more important than votes. Human lives is more important than votes. We can be able to stop a lot of things that are happening in the country if the right things are done. I mean, country is our country. And let me be honest with you. The whole country have demonstrated that religion and tribe have no place in our democracy, because the larger Nigeria voted Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the larger Nigerians are in agreement that is the president-elect. So that is more important, which is what I always tell people that want to run for president. I say, you cannot run with one or two regions. You must run with other parts of Nigeria, because that is what this game should be about. This game is not about fanciful dressing or fanciful shoes being worn or religion. It's about entire Nigerian people. This game is about Nigeria. This is why when you look at me, I talk about Team Nigeria. Sani Musa is my very close friend, and I don't think he means bad to the nation. He's capable. All the 109 senators, to be honest with you, are all capable of being Senate president. Because in Senate, they're first among equals. So there is not, what we are just saying, do some mathematics and some balancing that will look like if we were all Nigerians. Because the southern part of Nigeria have complained so much that are not in government. Apart from that, nobody works democracy with sympathy, but we also work democracy to be able to accept peace. Peace and peaceful of this country is more important than number of votes we have brought. I want people to realize that we need to concentrate our energy in manufacturing things out of Aba and Newi and all the rest of them. We need to gear our energy in doing that. And we need to strategize our energy in going to bring peace in all parts of Nigeria. We must talk how we can make sure we bring everybody who's supposed to be in Nigeria. 200 and something million of us should be Nigerians. Should not say they're Igbo people. Nobody should be saying, I am Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm this. People should be seen to be saying we are Nigerians, and proudly Nigerians. So this is it. So I think this is...
Oshoni, Ajeni, Elebologun ni, Amaniseni ni, Afaimaniseni ni, wọ́n á fi yín sílẹ̀. Oshoni.
Ami. Oji Uzokalu, the ex-convicts. So the whole team is complete. Drug baron, Boko Haram leader, ex-convicts. Bajabia Mole is an ex-convict as well in America. Sure, you know. Is ex-con only. The country of ex-con, drug baron, drug dealers, almost narco state. And then what else do you get? I told you I have something on that ISA pandemic. Let me show you. This was him in 2015. Ano kan kali PDP. Ano kan kali PDP. Along ko padanu PDP.
اللهم عليك بPDP اللهم عليك بPDP اللهم عليك بPDP وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة اللهم عليك بPDP وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة
اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة آمين اللهم عليك بAPC وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة
اللهم عليك بPDP اللهم عليك بPDP اللهم عليك بPDP وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة اللهم عليك بPDP وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة
اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC آمين اللهم عليك بAPC وسائر الجمعيات الكافرة
I said, Alama like a GBAPC, Alama like a GPDP, Alama, you know that. That's me, my like a just GPDP, me, my like a just APC or BAP. I don't care. But that was ISA pandemic before money came out. Before ISA pandemic, became a minister that is now flying private jets, going to some choice destination. Walking about like say him be professor. Oh, no, fraud. So 24 billion cash out. That won't be a bad idea, would it? It shouldn't be. He's been making enough money for himself. But when they steal that much, wait till. If not me, see, I'm going to take calls now. I'm going to start taking calls, okay? We are currently over 2,800. We are almost at 3,000 on YouTube. I am so sorry that a lot of you have to join us half an hour ago, simply because you still don't know that 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. Change your time. Join me at 8 o'clock. Don't join me an hour later, simply because you are so used to joining me at 9 o'clock Nigerian time. It is not 9 o'clock Nigerian time anymore. It is 8 p.m. I'll keep reminding you. In a way. So yeah, take your time and drop your offerings if you haven't already. Okay. So when they take these billions, after lying, dividing people, saying all manner of things, and then they go and wait. And they send you to go and stand in the sun, fight for them, and be vile and all those things that all you guys actually take to heart. 2,000 naira, person mama, they won't beat themselves for Abuja. This happened today. APC, Egbe. Those who are shouting our mandate, we are ready to die for our mandate. We want to state equivocally. Today,
I want to declare without
gbogbo lórí torí 2,000 naira 2,000. Shera will come back home. Come back to Nigeria. Look at those. Come back here. Stop. If they burn you well, come back here. People will be saying with 1,000 naira, they can commit murder. What kind of poverty will make grown-ups to be fighting over? How much is 1,000? 2,000. So 900, $2. Oh no, so £2 or £3 or even £4. What kind of poverty will make grown-ups to be tearing themselves apart because of £4? £4. Eh? And then they will say, you are enemy of Nigeria, you this boy. I mean a boy. Ajalo ma genu àwọn tó bí ẹ. Ṣé you guys aja òun ló ma genu àwọn ìpọ́nrin ma pọ́gbọ́n bàbá ńlá àwọn tó bí ẹ. I mean that boy, this boy. They impoverished you. You are facing you are actually living with your real enemies. With 2,000 naira, a lot of you will commit murder. I am ready to, I will kill anybody. Abakilode, why are you going to kill anybody? How can they be insulting Asiwaju? Asiwaju doesn't have to give me any money. He doesn't need to give me. I will kill anybody for Asiwaju. You commit murder for murderers. That's what they want you to do. And then they can treat you like how they treat you all the time. A worthless piece of shit. There are people rejecting that. Do you know that? So I'm not going to come back. Come back to what? I've got some dollar bills here, right? Now take a look at this video. Again. So this is one. I don't know if my camera will pick it. Right? This is one. Sorry, it's too bright. You may not see them. Now this is one. This is one. This is 4. Now imagine people. Imagine people who are doing this because of this. Because of $4, eh? Grown-ups.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now.
People will have the chance, oh. But they will be here. They are here watching me right now. Some of them are looking at me like, if I get this guy alone, if they bond this Maiyegun well, if I see this Maiyegun one-on-one, mind you, no be me. I'm not the one who impoverished Nigeria. I am not part of those who looted Nigeria and looted your prosperity. I am not one of those who are supposed to provide you security or jobs but they failed, right? I am not one of those who are currently leveraging on your poverty, turning you into a walking time bomb. I am not. But you are looking at me right now because somehow, I look like your problem. Abby, if I catch you, though you will wish. Sure, you can wish. You won't ever see Maiyegun. And if you see Maiyegun, you can't even touch him with it. The longest pole that you can come by. Like, okay, may I use this pole? Touch him. You can't touch me. That one is guaranteed. So that's why I'm not worried about that. However, you had a chance of freeing yourselves. You have a chance of sort of reviewing your lives. Just look around and be like, why? And then you see all the answers that you have been the architect of your own misfortune or unfortunate misfortune and unfortunate as well. So you have been the architect. And in this regard, the criminals that uses you, they can only maintain such power and control if you remain poor. And let me tell you something. Poverty is kind of same, but it's got sort of differences too. There is poverty of lack. I don't get money for food. I don't get money for my this. I cannot afford to pay for my house. This okay, I want to buy this, I can't get that. There is poverty of that. There is also poverty of the mind. And now that is even worse. Because a lot of us were born into this mess. We grew up in this mess. We learned about the mess. We survived through the mess. But other than us, to change the mess, a lot of us are actually waiting for our turn to further make the messy of the entire mess. Sure, you know, turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Everyone is waiting. You will see politicians that will tell you, my brother, this country can never be better. Sir, anyway, well, my brother, you know I'm a politician. You know I'm there. Nigeria can never be better. How can you say Nigeria can never be better and you are there trying to make it better? Well, my brother, we are just there doing what we have to do, Charade. Nigeria can never be better. If politicians are saying that, I have politicians friends. But they are not my friends per se, but I mean, because they know that they can't really tell me much. If they tell me something, I'm going to talk about it. So usually they just greet me. Yeah, Maiyegun, Baoni. How's the family? Baoni, yeah, fine. I'm just checking on you. Oh, thank you. Honorable Esheo. So they don't tell me much. But when they do, they kind of always want to be honest. Politicians comes out and they say, hey, we must do everything to fix this our country. We must come together and all of that for the greater blah, 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 blah. But it didn't mean it. They don't mean it. In private, they will be telling, this country can never be better. Honorable Kile mean, oh, my brother, forget it. Nigeria is... is it not your job to make it better? Is it just only me? If me say I want to make it better, other people are working, they are taking their share, they are taking their cut. So make me the look, Abi. Hey, but you told people that you're going to make it better. That's why so my friend, people wish people made promise to make it better. People that I paid. You know, so I buy my election. I paid them. Yeah, I paid everybody from delegate to party agent to canvassers to voters, to INEC officials, to policemen. I paid everybody. What do you mean by I promised them this? My Bible, I say you are a JJC, Maiyegun. You better go back to your Scotland. That's how we do politics here. Tell them what they want to hear. Pay them. Even voters are expecting you to pay them before they can even say you should. So they don't expect much, or they are not expected to expect much. Nigeria can never be better, Maiyegun. Lenonyi Governor, Excellency. We'll just do our best. We'll just do our best and leave the rest. So who would you leave the rest for? For somebody else that is coming. Another one that is waiting for his own turn. Why can't you say this to everybody and say, well, see, guys, we've been deceiving you all this while. Nigeria can never work. Okay? And we know why. But if you want it to work, let's begin the process of breaking it up. Yeah, let everybody hold their own side. We'll face our demons by ourselves. Kolu is massive. It's this or that. We can handle him. Sure, you get. It's not how mad any politicians can say he's mad, he's influential, it's this or that. Cut their hand out of Nigeria where they will now have control over the military, over the police, the way they do. Cut their hands off it. They are just another, what do you call it? Another Chief Shuku Emeka and sons in Aba. Just anybody like you and me. Sure, you get. Bashorunga, Excellency, Distinguished, all of those things. Now, because of the access to the federal Nigeria, where they can actually draw people to start killing their own people, to spread fear, cut them off. We can handle them. Trust me, we can handle them. When they have nowhere to run to. Because if they run, they're not going to come back. Imagine somebody will say, Yoruba nation or Yoruba region, autonomy there, right? And the people have risen up enough to make sure that what happened to them in Nigeria doesn't happen to them in the new nation, right? Or the new region. Then they say, why do they want to run away? If they run to Abuja, that's another region. It's gone away completely from your region. It can't influence anything there anymore. So until you cut that off, so that people will not be threatening you with DSS. You say, all of you think say you are stubborn, Abi. I'll call DSS now. I'll call DSS for you. Hello, DSS. Some boys are here. They think they are stubborn. Come and teach them a lesson. Then DSS will come like, come on, go. Civilian, they want to come and arrest civilian. They go. Akilo de. Say, ibini Alaji Shekau Ngbeni. Say, na ye Alaji Shekau they leave ni. Why now they come like say you won't come bust Osama bin Laden? You know, lie. Now the Shakara, they know how to do be that. Because somebody don't call them. Call them from Abuja. They say, please, chief, please, sir, what happened? And some people came, they say they came from Abuja. They have taken my husband, they've taken my husband. I don't know them, they came in black, Bataclan, Ha, okay, hang on. Let me call the police IG. Hello, police IG. I say, no, I have no idea about it, call the DSS director. Hey, Alaji DSS director, sorry, sir. No be us carry amu. We have not done any operation in Owerri today. Okay. Maybe I should call NIA. Hello, NIA. No be we carry amu. You begin to search all of them. Somebody don't kidnap somebody from part of Nigeria. They've shipped them to Abuja. Now, when Nigeria begin the break up, you see all those politicians, they would have feeling like big men, running to Abuja or within wait, people can deal with them in their regions. Trust me. It's either they will not come back there and stay away, pata, or they will come back there and gentle, pata. Either way, pata will involve. So that's what I'm telling you now that you may tell me it's a wishful thinking. But with the way they are dividing Nigeria, with the level of this rhetoric that they are pushing, it is a matter of time. And I actually want the Igbos to actually say, oh, Maiyegun, we actually took your word. You won't believe that the billionaires in Lagos, they have started divesting. And for real, it's been so significant. Be prepared though. And don't think this is just a rant. All right? So I pick few things up as well. When you see guys like this, watch this. So it's very quiet, okay? But watch it and watch the screen. Sometimes it's faster. I'll leave it on for like a minute or two. I want you to read this. Rhetorics like this, they are not coincident. They are not by accident. They are not out of somebody who don't shack cocaine, high on drug. They are coordinated. When the genocide that happened in Rwanda happened, right? Top people who could use different platforms to spread hate against one another, the people like this, so Femi Fonikayode, read your screen for a few minutes.
And yes, you like press the over roof, you. And yes, you like.
I know the sound is a little bit off. I only wanted you to see all those changing chameleonic for food and kunu, FFK. How is switching. Out if Numbu the drug dealer. Out if Numbu the old relic suddenly became the beautiful bride. The beautiful bride, as long as the food is being dished from Bodilon. However, talking about age, Tifnumbu, sometimes in 1998, right? Tifnumbu, who admitted to be 52 years old. Now, yesterday, the same Tifnumbu is said to be celebrating 71 years. Now, if you have to use this newspaper cutout, Tinubu at 52, that means Tifnumbu should be, as we speak, about 80 years old. Some said it is just 77 by using this. It's all part of the confusion that Igbe Ragbiji represents. Nobody can actually say, hang on, no. So in 1998, if he was 52 in 1998, in 2002, it means he's, in 2008, that means he's 62. In 2018, that means he's 72. So in 2023, that means he should be 77. But Tifnumbu himself submitted two different dates of birth to INEC. Two different, what do you call it? Date of, school attended as well as date graduated as well. In fact, in one of the things they are presenting to the court in what they say will be the case against Kolu that is currently running away, the real Tinubu, Bola A. Tinubu, that registered as a student in the Southwest College that later became the Chicago University or University of Chicago, whatever. That college, that person are female. So some people are now saying that Tinubu change gender any. Did Tinubu go through gender alignment, realignment? Or what happened? So these are part of the mystery around Shangolere or Ogunlere. So you get now. So some say that Tifnumbu started using Ori Olori, but now Ori Obirin, now female head. They just come out the passport and say, since it is Bola, Bola is unisex, be double sexy. There's confusion with English sometimes, Uni mean one, bi mean two. So if we want to say something is unisex, it has to be like one sex. But I lie, they'll say unisex, nah, boy can get it, girls can get it. That's unisex. So Bola, Okuri, Bola, Obirin. What about the A in the middle? Unye Ekpela Ahmed. Bola Ahmed. Okay. That makes sense. So that's part of what they said they want to prove. Part of the drug the runner that this guy actually foisted on you. I'm sorry if I've taken all your time. So finally, the code of conduct I've invited Festus Otobokeyamo to come and prove his allegation against Atifku, the SPV. SPV boys, the confession of Atifku's inner person, even Atifku himself, to corruption, and why Atifku can never be caught or his name be seen in any corruption because he uses what they call SPV, special purpose vehicle. And they are like the ghost companies that they use to, loot Nigeria money with bogus contracts and commission that run into billions of dollars. So Atifku confessed to it and he said it will never be found. So fraudsters Otobokeyamo wrote a petition to the Code of Conduct Bureau that they should investigate and try Atifku. Now, they are saying they are ready to invite Atifku. Again, this man should be declared wanted. Yakubu Mahmoud, the man that Nigeria gave this amount of money from 2015, when he was telling you that he was conducting an election, but he was actually conducting a robbery that is now not going to go away anytime soon, a robbery that has now foisted the drug lord on Nigeria, a stigma that the rest of you will have to live with, all of us anyway. So look at this money, this amount. In 2015, it was given 18 billion, 18.9, nearly 19 billion. He got 40 billion in 2016, 40 billion in 2017, 40 billion in 2018. 2019, he got 254.5 billion to conduct that charade, the rigging that brought Bokwari back in. When Bokwari said, we have gotten an opportunity for a second term.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
That was 2019. And 2020, 40 billion. 2021, 40 billion. 2022, 40 billion. 2023, 305.2 billion. Only for him to give you this.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
70 years old man. You. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. You. Jesus is Lord.
Oshoni ajeni ẹlẹ́bọlóògùn ni amániṣe níní afàìmániṣe níní wọn á fi yín sílẹ̀.
Àmín. So he conducted this and he said, all of una wey this thing no pay, make una go court. Sure you get? And others are like, don't worry, save our beer. We will start a global movement campaign that will further let you know that you can rig an election in Nigeria or force yourself to be their president, right? To rule that same Nigeria will require another set of propaganda, something that you are likely not going to be able to, muster. So in the US, they got this permit just a moment ago, which means that there will be the first American protest against Kolu, the rigging in Nigeria, and this is going to take place on the 3rd of April. I think it's going to be next week, right? I am not in America, but you can take a look at this information and make of it whatever you think it means. Now, I am going to take calls. I'm so sorry that I thought we were going to do open mic from the word go. But I promise I will take calls. So I'm going to take calls. Now, you shouldn't go anywhere, okay? If you haven't really dropped your own offerings, right? Brethren, Emma Gunlowo. You see, that thing is very important too. Don't owe Ogun his own offering. And the offering is just like, leave the comment section, okay? Leave the chat room, especially on YouTube, and go on under the video and drop your own offering. Then go and make yourself a cup of tea or refill the glass with that cognac that you are having, or brandy, or whatever it is that you are having there, or maybe it's just coffee. It doesn't matter. Let's take a break, okay? You like the video. When I come back, I'll start taking calls. Then you have a chance of hearing from other people too. That's the interesting part, isn't it? Don't go anywhere. So I've got a first caller. Dear sister, thank you so much for your patience there. So yeah, you are live. How are you?
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening. Again, how are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. we are surviving on this part of the
surviving. That's the word. And please never stop trying. Okay. At the end of the day, we will be victorious. Trust me. How are you?
Amen. I'm good. So, Maiyegun, I want us to also, look at what is happening internationally with vis-a-vis what's happening in Nigeria. Because if we're not really concentrating about what is happening in the West, vis-a-vis what is happening in our country. There is called battle of the soul of Africa. And if you see what has been happening strategically with governments visiting certain parts of the continent, for example, Kamala Harris visiting some parts of Africa, Uganda bringing some strong stance against LGBTQ because Russia has interest with Uganda. So we need to understand what is really going on in the West. I was talking to a Palestinian professor recently. He was a professor on world politics, and for the first time, he opened my eyes to certain things that I hadn't been looking at with the elections. Okay, he had asked, who is Obi? I said, for the first time, he was like, okay. He knew Obi, of course, he knew what was going on in terms of the Nigerian politics. But what he asked me was something I hadn't looked at. He said, who is behind Obi's movement? I said, well, we don't really know what is going on. He said, because he knows, like, again, more and more African nations have been aligning with Russia. And if you notice sometimes, if you notice how Obi is very confident, he smiles, we really, really don't know. The US is being quiet, but we all understand that the UK and the US, when the UK is speaking, the US is speaking, literally, because they are the West. So for the first time, I haven't looked at it from that angle to say, okay, what is really going on in certain parts of the country that we don't know, especially external talks.
Yeah,
because of
I mean, we can't really rule it out. Yeah. I mean, it will be totally naive for anybody to rule out external influence, and at the same time, the world politics going on right now playing part. Playing part in what happened in Nigeria. But I think there is still so much that are still going to come out on what happened in Nigeria during this election, because a lot of people are still trying to figure out, where did this wave come from? How could it have become so strong?
How could? Exactly, because that's the thing I said. I said, this man is a very confident man. Yes, we know Obi is very stubborn. We don't, but again, like I said, the battle of the soul of Africa is ongoing with Russia, with China, with the US, with the UK. And you should understand that these countries play a major role in this contraption in Africa. They set up the entire system. So everything they do is to their own advantage. For example, we talked about how Europe is broke, how the United Kingdom is broke. Somebody was within my circle, and we said, oh, Prince Charles, his first visit as a king will be to Nigeria, because if he does his coronation on the 11th and Tinubu is the next president, obviously he's going to be swearing in. I mean, that's just
to build that rapport in a way that you are so smart in that your view of this. Seriously, go on.
In Western Nigeria to say this is our domain. But then again, an opposition called Obi is springing up, which they don't really know who is backing him up. Because you can see the US
they don't even know if they should go and touch him. Who are those that will respond? How could because people know that Atiku has no good record with the US, but how could the US hold back their congratulation with one of their supposed strong partners in Africa? Yeah, go on.
They are cronies. The UK and the US, they are cronies. They are the same. They are the West bloc. But like I said, for years, we know that groups like IPOB and MEND and all those groups, they have always been affiliated with some sort of Western help.
Influence.
But for the first time, influence, right? Let me put that one. For the first time, because of Russia's arm, okay, we can see now in parts of Mali, Russia is helping the...
And they are chasing the French away. They are chasing France away almost in all these French-speaking countries now.
In parts of Eastern Africa, you see what Russia is doing. Russia is saying I watched the video yesterday where Russia says, we will give you grain. We will give you money. We don't want you to be allies with the West anymore. Like I said, there is a battle going on for Africa, and there's a recolonizing.
You are right.
Going
and this whole thing is happening between China, Russia, and they said that when the Chinese goes to Africa, right, they go to Africa to build bridges, to build structures. When the West go to Africa, they go to Africa with AIDS and say, we want to give you money. But before we give you this money, we want you to promote this particular right. We want you to promote this. We want you to condemn that.
Right now, with China, they are changing their business policy. I was chatting with Princess on the chat yesterday, as in exchanging like words, and I was saying to her yesterday, I said the Chinese are changing their business model. Before now, China goes to building hospitals, roads, and that's how they do business and go. But for the first time, they are realizing, why should we just do? Why are we taking the crumbs on the table when we can have the whole asset? And I was saying to I have Tanzanian friends, right, that their kids are forced to learn Mandarin in school. It's part of the deal. So when China is coming to your country, yes, they will build anything you want. They want to give you hospitals, they want to give you bridges, everything.
It's all going to end up in one thing: recolonization.
Yes, it's a recolonization process that will take away your heritage, your culture. This was how slavery started, when they took blacks from here to the US to enslave them, and they lost their culture. They don't know who they are. So again, like back to the Nigerian politics, I don't take us.
No, I'm enjoying this international part of it, but yeah, let's go back to Nigeria quickly.
International aspect of it but there's also an international play going on here, and I just hope that it's not involving Russia, China, and the West. Because if it does, eventually our prayers for referendum will happen. Because again, I was going to link up with the fact that groups like IPOB will begin to speak to countries. You know, what the Nigerian contracting has done is you have exposed IPOB to say, why should I listen to you? I can get allyship from Russia. If Russia says to me, I'm going to give you weapons so you can break away, I will give you what you need. This is what they've not done before.
Happen that way. People can get pushed to that point. See,
yes, because you're pushing them to that point.
I respect your brilliant mind. Honestly speaking, opening conversation with, from another perspective that we are kind of probably I haven't covered makes it more interesting on this platform. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, let me take another one, ma'am. You have a good one. Okay, cheers, ma'am. So, well, that's a brilliant one. We might say them passively. Oh, yeah, they are involved and all that. But we should begin to actually sort of put together scenarios, okay, that will eventually match that theory. And at the same time, once you can present that theory, once you can match a scenario with the theory, it will begin to make sense. In fact, it will begin to help in forming an idea of how to actually come around this if it should come at us anytime. Because something is going to happen. I do believe that. Hello there.
Hello, Baba.
Hey, Baba. How are you, Baba?
Baba.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm so sure. I'm sorry. Hello, I'm a Baba.
Well, thank God that we are surviving.
We are surviving. Baba, thank you so much. Sister, I'm so sure.
That's good.
You go to hear me now. You understand that they talk. We talk every day. We go fight. We go settle. We go argue. So
anyway.
Baba, thank you very much for your good job.
Thanks a lot.
I really appreciate you. God Almighty will continue to guide you, protect you.
Amen to that. Family. Thank you so much, Baba.
I go still always repeat that. I always appreciate your missus, your wife. It's not easy. I'm telling you. But people will not understand. They say, it's normal. Anytime you call, the first thing is, I appreciate Maiyegun's wife. It's not easy.
No.
Baba, we are in the women's world. We know. We know in Bulawa. We know Benelawa. For your woman to be release you, so you do this kind of thing about days. So I really appreciate that for allowing you.
Thanks so much, Baba. At least you can hear that
about this burning of market. What most of my useless Yoruba brothers that they are using to commit all this evil acts is they are really doing themselves. You know what I said so?
Tell us.
The other day, I was when what is the name of this my Igbo brother from another mother again? African Wala.
Right.
When he called it, he just mentioned, he said that it's from Upo. You see that Upo village? I learned how to set spare parts from my Oga in that the same Olowu street. Baba, sure you hear me.
Loud and clear, all of us.
Yeah. This Olu with them born now. The chief imam of Keja, Alaji late, is now late. Alaji late Oluwolaga. That's what they call it. My Oga Emeka Okoye is from Uko village in Newi. That is who I learned how to sell BM and Mercedes spare parts from for good 2 years. Alaji Oluwolaga is the owner of that building. And we have more than 20 shops there. My guy Emeka Okoye, my boss, I have about 4 shops. All these shops are owned by our Yoruba people.
Rented.
So now they started setting fire on all these properties. They believe they are doing the Igbo people. Fine, the Igbo man will lose his business, his capital on the business, on his spare part.
And the Yoruba man will lose his property.
At the end of the day, Baba, say, for example, if I'm an Igbo man now, I have like 2-3 shops in that Olu, and they burn my shop down. You understand me? Will my landlord, a Yoruba man, expect me to pay him or her a rent
the following month?
Maybe I'm supposed to pay. No. Maybe I'm supposed to pay this year due rent. Maybe around April, May. You know, some, for example. He or she should not expect any money from me. That is why I said most of all these evil, non-entity, useless, my Yoruba brothers, who are these politicians they use. They don't think because they don't have anything upstairs to offer. Gbogbo àjọ ayé wọn láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà, bí ìwà bí olè bí jìbìtì àwọn nǹkan tó bá lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá wọn.
Kánà ń jà kábẹ̀sì ní rọ́ọ̀bù àwọn èèyàn. Ìjàlẹ̀ wá jà ẹ̀ rọ́ọ̀bù àwọn èèyàn.
Bí àfọwọ́rá bí olè bí àfọwọ́rá bí nǹkan kan tó wọn fi tọ́ wọn náà fi bí wọn dàgbà. You understand me? But listen, let me tell you one thing about you see, this word, I believe in law of karma. You see all these things they are doing to Igbo people. The law of karma they come. You know what I said so? I have like more than 3 or 4 areas I will mention to people. You know Idioro? Right.
Mushi.
Mushi. There is this place, Idiaraba.
Idiaraba, yeah.
But I remember all those fights between Yoruba and Hausa people. My own granny have house off Oniwaya Road in Agege. I can categorically tell you, Baba, there is one man we call the Body Sobun, the owner of the street. That owner of that street and my granny house is the only house that is not sold to Hausa people in that area. Family.
So people have sold almost all their properties there to the Hausa. So
property, Baba, if any little fight, break out this Hausa, and Yoruba people. You saw this Agege, Isaleoja, Okekoto, Oniwaya, Kapitoro, what do they call them? This first cinema. Go read that, but you go enter on the area of Paja, Baba, one part, shake this one. I tell you, wait a minute. Shake this one.
I'll take another one.
Yeah, not entire now.
I hope they are listening too. Burning down anything in Lagos, thinking you are actually like doing this to spite the Igbos. We are destroying things that are ours too. And in the long term, Baba, thank you so much. That's Irumole. So I'll take another call. And if you're still watching me right there, you need to go and drop your offering. So if you have done it, though, you don't need to go back. If you already liked the video, you don't go back, okay? Or else you're going to take it off. Hello there.
Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm so glad I got through.
I'm glad you did. And thanks so much for coming on, sir.
It's my first time calling you.
Oh, there. That's brilliant. And thank you so much once again.
Yeah, I'm calling from Houston, Texas. My name is Rashid.
Mr. Rashid. And I think Rashid, Rashid, because I'm also Rashid. I'm Abdul Rashid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've got
Abdul Rashid.
I am Abdul Rashid too. So, which is brilliant. Now, I would love to hear from you, please. Everybody is listening.
Yeah, I was calling. You are contagious. Oh my God, you're so powerful.
I think
I'm serious, you are.
Addictive would be the right word. You know what I mean? Like, I could be addicted.
Oh my God. If I don't hear your voice today, I'm looking at my phone. What's going on here?
Bless you.
You're wonderful. What you are doing is it's great.
Thank you.
I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just saw you, but don't come Lara. I want you back.
Whatever about me mix, I know me on the mind. Just for the sake of I want to boy you back.
I will do that.
Please go on, sir.
I will do that.
But some people will tell me, sir. Some people will be like, you know what? Jekin saw you back, and okay, go ahead, sir. You know what I'm trying to say now is this. I saw you back then. So please. So yeah, I want to listen, sir. Please.
Yeah. I don't understand why you guys do this all the time. Let's take for instance, MC Oluomo. Some Muslim you will say, he's a good Muslim because he doesn't smoke and he doesn't drink. Is that the qualification of being a Muslim? So you can kill, you can be a guru, you can do all those stupid things that you're doing. I mean, what's wrong with us as the Yorubas? What's going on?
That is why I just say a lot of us always keep quiet. Sure you get. Sir, our co take ni son kokon. I'm a married by. I'm a B1. I can't buju segbe. But we now realize that because a lot of people don't really speak out, they actually think it's the right thing to do. To be bragging that some people are coming to take over your land only when election is coming, but after election, you abandon, you are on your own. So you cannot continue to use that Yoruba to steer divisive rhetorics for politicians. So Yorubas, the real Yorubas need to speak up and say, listen, when you're doing all your politics, don't bring Yoruba into it. Because none of you even represent Yoruba. If you are all speaking for Yoruba or representing us, is that how people should be? Is that how our land should be? 24 years of democracy. Is that how it should be? So when we want to be honest with ourselves, we say, Emma for you, but in politics, we know you. It's all for yourself. We need to speak up, so that's why we must always speak up. Because something legitimize imagine, sir. Imagine something profile our Yoruba saying, what in profile why you don't look Yoruba enough. We have our children, so many of them are not born in Yoruba land. What's in profile Yoruba go?
It's my best.
Go on, sir.
Maiyegun,
sir.
My best friend for 20 years. I want support to Numbu. This guy, I said, listen, my family are from Edo State. I'm a Lagosian. I was born in Lagos. What's going to happen to me with my last name? I was like, what? It's going to affect me. They're going to call me Igbo. What people more Igbo see?
I tell you. I know. Any of you, anybody, see, do you want to know something? Every Nigerian that comes from after Ore in Ondo, whether you are from Niger Delta, whether you are Beneo, whether you enjoy Shekiri, it no matter, you are Igbo. That is what bigotry does. Sure you get. That's why it does. They say, but I mean, Igbo now, I'm from Edo. I go, matter Jare now, all of you be Igbo Jare, all of you be Biafra, all of you be IPOB. And they continue to repeat that. It's deliberate. So that when they start their program, all they need to do is say, that person is Igbo. But when she Igbo, can you not see what? Akwa Ibom ni. No, Akwa Ibom Oshiwo. Gbogbo Igbo ni won joya. They are our enemy. That's the road they are taking us to. But we won't let that happen. We will speak out.
They are not part of it. What should I pay? Look, I don't want to be your friend because you are then she don't want there. When she be be all day.
Our political criminals in Nigeria, they are playing with your head. You are sitting abroad. Some criminals in Nigeria are playing with your head. You want to go smart. On social media. The Igbos, they are all too much. Yoruba must be protected.
Yes.
You are listening to propagandists, criminals.
Nigerian telling another Nigerian to leave his country. Oh my goodness. I mean, Anyway, don't let me hold you too long.
Thank you so
I really
much.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. So I'll take another call here. Hello there, sir.
Maiyegun the General.
Yes, sir. Sean.
All right. How is you day?
Well, I'm here. I'm trying to keep everybody awake. So that I'll make people's day. How are you?
And I am a first-time caller. My name is Uche from New Jersey.
Oh, Uche.
Uche.
Beautiful, from New Jersey.
How are you?
Well, I'm very well. Thank you for asking.
I just want to thank.
Go on.
I want to thank your madam because I work in the IT field, and when I see what you do and the time that it takes you to put these things together, man, do you ever sleep?
I do, but not like normal sleep, right?
Wow.
We actually don't want to go there. Like my sleeping pattern is ridiculous. But I've now built it around myself as if to say, this is me. And if I want to survive, I just need to maintain this, which means I sleep when I have the chance. And I stay up most of the time. But yeah, I'm glad it's worth it.
I want to thank you for all your words because since after this election, I have glued to you. I used to listen to you sparingly here and there, but these days, any day I know listen to you, I'm in my car, I'm playing you, my wife and I are listening to you, and you're like,
APC.
Do you remember when you talk about how these people have been deceiving we Nigerians? Remember before Buhari came in 2015, he said that he was going to serve one term.
I think I remember. You are actually man, that's true. They said, he said old age will not make him
work lying well. And lying. And sometimes I sit back and I think about this Yakubu of the guy. How can you go to the international media, Chatham, and you lie? I'm like, how does this guy sleep? Does his wife even love him?
They sleep sound, bro. They do. Uche, these are people who live in a different world. That's why we're having all this crisis here and there. If they are living in the people's real world, it wouldn't be this terrible. These guys don't even give a damn about all these reactions.
They don't care. They don't give a damn.
They don't care. They see everything as
and that's
just
why
noise.
This court case that Obi is taking to them, I don't think these people care. These old men have lied their way to where they are, and they won't stop lying.
And they would have to stay on.
And all of them are the same because they are all brood of vipers that put themselves together. Like you said, we're going to have a drug pusher as our president. A sympathizer of terrorist group as our vice president, and then we'll have an ex-con as our. So if any of them dies, it's never gonna be good for us.
It is a cycle.
Never gonna be good for us.
It is like a cycle, or cycle of rogues. Yeah, if you run from here to there, you're not escaping anything. You will be running into them, and they will be dealing you the same blow. Let's break these things up and save lives. I keep saying it. I wish I have some
200 million Nigerians are just being toyed with. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank your wife and your children for giving you this opportunity because it's not easy.
I mean,
behind every great man, there's a great woman.
There is a great woman, and she deserves all of that, I can say. And I say thank you to you too, Uche, okay? Because sometimes,
keep doing what you're doing.
I know.
I will always pay my tithe.
Thank you.
And make sure that I collect my blessings every day.
You will always get one to fill your mind and get you a better sound sleep. Something to think about, like, okay, now I can think about what's going on in Nigeria because I know it in a way. Plus what I know from what I heard, Now it's a big one, isn't it? Right? So thank you, Uche, because I've had people, right? I've had couples, right? I've had couples. Thanks a lot. So I've had couples who have told me on this platform that Maiyegun stole their man every evening, every afternoon. My husband is glued to the TV, and I want to know what he's watching, and I realize it's you. So we all have one or two sacrifices we pay every now and then. So no one is taking for granted, including you, my caller. How are you, sir? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can hear you, but it's a bit crackly. So maybe you should check the line. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Now
yes,
I can hear you
now.
Yes, we can hear ourselves now. How are you, sir? No.
I'm calling from New York.
Right. You know what, sir? Just speak straight,
Yes,
okay? Don't worry about, in case if you are listening to the broadcast elsewhere, right? Just speak to me directly if you can hear me directly. So let's talk on. Or else, right, we'll be having a delayed convo. So please, sir, I heard that you're calling from New York.
Problem.
I didn't hear the rest.
Okay. Yes, I'm calling from New York. I don't really think about this Igbo and Yoruba thing that is going on. I don't really think it's really necessary because of
Go on.
you know, our politicians, they love to use our heads, you know. But it doesn't matter to me. I think it's like the division is what we're talking about right now. Because we over here, we already ready. We already ready. Because if you look at American history, the last moment of American history before they became free,
right?
You know, the British held, you know, after American put the flag and the thing down up there, so the British gave them the last chance and say, we're gonna shoot those flags all night. If we wake up in the morning and that flag falls on, you know, the pool falls, so that means you guys will not get the freedom. But if we wake up in the morning and that flag still stands, guarantee freedom. Okay?
Right.
So, and you know what American did? The Patriot American did? They went and held the flag, the pool, everything, knowing that they were going to die. All right?
So whatever it takes.
So when they shoot the thing, what held the flag was the dead body of America. That's what held the flag up. So what I'm trying to say, the division of Biafra, if we don't share blood, there won't be no freedom. There won't be no freedom. So we have to be ready, knowing that it's a sacrifice. I live in America for more than 20 years. I got kids here. But we are ready to go fight for the country. I don't fight for my own, because I have everything in America. I do business here. All right. But the people that are living there, you know, because this is just like crazy at this point. It's about bloodshed. So they're crazy. So let's be crazy like them. They want to shed blood. Let's shed blood like them. So because at this point, it's about killing people. So if they're killing people, so let's join them and kill them too. You know, so at this point is if we don't share blood, no freedom. No blood, no freedom. No blood, no freedom. So it's blood for blood. You know. Anyway, so at this point, we are looking for Tinubu. If we get Tinubu, his head is gonna get chopped off. Period. You know.
Okay. These are some of the talks, right, that are really, really unnecessary. Okay. On MaiyegunsDiary Politico, I like people to express their mind. Sorry, my caller. Okay. So when things are tensed, right? Sometimes there was like we need blood. Without blood, no freedom and all that. They don't really come out well. Do you get that now? Like, we live in a kind of a safe place. Sure, you get. I've got my family here. I've got my family back in Nigeria as well. I am safe here, no matter what. Sure, you get. So it will be kind of not, in my own opinion, it's going to not be right for anybody who is actually not facing that fire right there in Nigeria to conveniently just say, we need to fight, we need blood and all of that. They don't come out so good. Okay. And then when you make a straight assertion, like, oh, if we catch so person, or if we see so person, we'll chop your head off. They don't come out well too. Sure, you get. They don't come out well. And I will advise us, okay, whatever we know that we are actually not capable of doing. You know, if you catch a Tinubu in America, you can't chop his head off. You would have committed an act of terrorism. You know that. So rhetorics like this are pretty much like overfetched. They don't come out well. Okay. Again, sorry for keeping you on the line there. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Yes, Maiyegun. Hello.
Hello, ma.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, ma. How are you?
Somebody just said that you're very infectious, and that's why I'm calling in this evening. I'm a first-time caller. My name is Samantha. I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
Samantha. Please, ma, go on.
In fact, you are like an evening tonic in my house. My mom is going to be 80, and you have got her hooked to your program.
Okay, now you can just say hi to grandma there. If she's watching, I'm waving.
Yeah,
if she's not watching, show her this later, okay?
She can hear you.
Hi, mom.
Every
You're
8 o'clock,
right.
you're like, come on, it's Maiyegun time.
Now, this is Maiyegun, right? And, Samantha, Lady Samantha is here telling me about you, or telling all of us about you. And I so much appreciate you, okay? It means a lot.
We really appreciate you, Maiyegun. You have really opened eyes, opened minds. In fact, you're just telling us about Nigeria, and it's quite great. It's quite great because we get the real gist from you.
I mean,
and
without
really
having to mess up your mental health too. You know, somebody told me and he said, do you know that your program can be very, very scary for those who have deep thinking, like those who hear something and they'll be able to process it so much that they can now think it far and they become worried that, it was Maiyegun said, the way this thing will be, I hope they won't start this. And I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and start presenting my program in a way that even though you are laughing, but at the same time, you are in a way kind of worried. So the mixture of both can actually leave you a little bit tired, fulfilled, satisfied, and get yourself a better sleep tonight. And it seems to be working where people can easily say, what you are saying is so serious, but in a way, I am in a way addicted to listening and understanding. So yeah, if grandma says I'm doing well, right, and you say so too, then I am. I believe you.
Yes, you are. But funny enough, what makes me laugh is the Nigerian story and all this idea of you are Igbo, you are this, you are that, you are the other.
Yep.
They forget that Tinubu is married to an Ishekiri woman. They forget that his son is married to an Igbo woman. And they forget that they don't mention these things. And the people don't tell them that, oh, my wife is Igbo, so my Igbo, so let's crack it up.
I know, don't let us use this line.
In your words.
Don't let us use this one, because you know my wife is Igbo. My children are half Igbo, half Yoruba. Don't let us go to town with this.
Exactly.
But they don't give a damn, I think. God knows how they're actually treating their partners that are non-Yorubas.
That's the thing.
Please go on. Go ahead.
It's sad, but
switch something over here, but please continue.
Yes, but we really appreciate you. I just called in to just say thank you so much for all the work you're doing, and we really appreciate you in my household. And just keep up the good work. And like every other person has said,
yes, ma'am.
Kudos to Madam for taking in everything that you do. Well done.
Thank you so much.
I'll take my leave and leave others.
No, that's brilliant. I mean, you've lightened my mind. I mean, you've actually made my night as well, like everyone else. So thank you too. And don't forget, say me well to grandma, as in personal.
And I've liked though, because my husband always reminds me, have you paid your offering? So that's the first thing I do.
You see, I love this. And thank you to the entire household. Okay, and then please keep watching.
Yes.
Thank you, ma.
Yeah, we will definitely.
Bless
Thank you. Good night.
Yes, good. And you too. So that's Samantha and the whole household. Enough that These are the people I share my evening with all the time whenever I'm here. And psychologically, I actually feel like a lot of you are sitting in front of me right now. And therefore, right, I could make all the faces, all this and all of that. Because I feel like you are sitting in front of me. And you could read, and you, also, let's say myself standing in front of you. And you could read and see through me. Hello there, the prince. Is that you?
Hello, Maiyegun General. Yeah, this is Prince
Gentleman. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Baba.
So,
how are you there now?
Well, I'm here.
How are you there?
I'm still here, Baba. Surviving.
Yeah. Respect, Baba. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you too.
With a fee Tucano mic. Tucano mic is really hitting hard. All the targets, you know. Yeah, Baba. This evening, you know, we shook mass for matter.
Please.
Good. Make I go grassroots, okay? Make Janjaweed they hear, because Janjaweed they come to school with slate. They hear me so?
I deal with you.
You know, say this INEC, this one they call Yakubu Mumu. You know, say that guy, if Nigeria they real, that guy's supposed to be for prison now.
I know, exactly.
Okay.
A lot of them that participated in that charade that could have actually started war in Nigeria. They don't know that, oh. So you get, these guys are not supposed to be working free, but they are preparing for 2027 already.
My brother, you see, that man is putting they put the life of 250 million people. They put the life of 250 million people in danger. That guy is supposed to be inside prison now before they talk any other thing. Okay? You know, say, my brother, Moku no forget, I want to talk to Oduduwa Nation, my brother from Oduduwa Nation. But I know they see Nigeria if I talk. I know they see Nigeria if I talk. Make all of us draw sense, enter our head, though. You understand? Because you see this Fulani terrorist henchmen set up, what they do for Yoruba and Igbo. Maiyegun, you remember Shetima conversation?
Yes.
With that, is it politician or journalist?
No, it is Bikule Amosun of Ogun State.
Thank you, Baba. You remember the thing where that guy don't talk? Say the way they go do Igbo, where they go join with Yoruba do Igbo.
Once they get the power.
Once they get the power, that mindset is the man they just talk the mindset of Fulani henchmen terrorists. Because them, as far as Nigeria is concerned, they know if you understand, in a bush with their path. That's grazing route and Ruga. That is their own path. As far as Nigeria is concerned, all the democracy go on the talk. It's just like madness to them.
Now, no problem with that. Democracy, all this democracy nonsense, no be their own. But it is not going to work out well for everybody at the end of the day when the country is not existing. So where are they going to rule?
There they go now, Baba. There they go.
Please.
You see, make my Oduduwa Nation brother. Ronu, Yoruba Ronu.
Yoruba Ronu.
Yoruba Ronu. If you say this thing, people on the kill, I go be on a past savior when it comes the You go ahead, Naibi. You understand me? Turumbu is like a dead man walking. In head no correct together. If you want talk 1, 20 go enter for a mouth. Them they know. Fulani they know. You understand? Now Shetima be their main front man. If
you know what somebody told me? He said, you know, Ramadan is currently ongoing. Okay, so which means that you know, a lot of people are fasting. So now somebody now said that you know, people can't say where Tinubu is right now. They don't know if he's in Nigeria or if he's in France. Nobody can really say. But some said that he's actually in Nigeria, hiding from the people who want to serve him court paper. Okay, but somebody said Shetima is actually fasting and doing prayer now. And that his prayer is not about Ramadan. The fasting is not about Ramadan. It's about a man that those who wanted mandate can't even tell where he is right now.
See, Maiyegun, their plan, if they eventually carry this thing, give a call, they will give out just give them 3 months or 6 months, they will give call or tapia. You go come out for their way. You dey hear me so?
Prince.
That one goes, if the tapia no succeed, they will give a sniper.
Okay,
you go just come out for their way.
Prince.
You understand me?
Prince.
That time in Yoruba and the Yoruba will come see their nyash go come open.
Prince. Prince.
Now back to square one. Inside the Fulani kidnapping and terrorism and whatever you can name it. Okay? I think when I want Yoruba people, may they know. Now, all this gragra what they do for Lagos, MC Olumo, they do it for Fulani. The way they burn Igbo shop, the way you bite the finger that fed you is an abomination. They never even go check how many GDP Igbo they contribute to Lagos State.
They don't care.
The tax where Igbo they pay to Lagos State. If they come out time, if the whole Igbo come out for Lagos, they will not say half of the money where they come to Lagos go just come out. They will say Lagos they empty. Now the two way these people they need to think at all.
They think.
You understand? But if see this educated illiterate like Fene Kayote and Festus Keyamo, all this educated illiterate, all this one, all of them with the one way there for street, MT Olomo, all of them are talk together. They no care. Do you understand me? But Yoruba will get culture where they respected worldwide. May them come out. Speak out, protest against this 1% minority where one destroy Yoruba career. I did say me. Because Turumbu, how can you present Turumbu to the world? That's where they shit the waka. I can present this world saying that this one can be the best for Yoruba land. It's a shame to start with for Yoruba race and for Nigeria at large. You understand me? If at the two they tell them say if they venture put call for there, Tunumbu. If we enter Togo, no bring out your passport. Just tell them say you dey stateless. You dey stateless. Say you don't get state. You don't get country where you come from. Let them just carry you go put for one village. If them go allow you to stay there. Okay?
Anyway,
not
Prince
to talk when you enter America or UK.
Prince, can you hear me?
Yeah, Baba. I don't hear you, Baba.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because you mentioned the Shetima, and a lot of people probably haven't heard this. I am going to use just a few minutes, okay, just to let people know.
Thank you.
Who is their vice presidential? Vice presidential elect. Abi, is that what they will call him? The vice president elect. Abi. Now, for those of you who don't know the mindset of Shitiman, especially to the Igbos, and why the Igbos, especially the people of Eastern Nigeria, should never have anything to do with APC. Maybe this can remind you. Prince, you have a good evening, okay? Let's listen to this for the
All right, thank you.
It was Rocha State, Imo State, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state.
Yes.
Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state.
Yes.
Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going on. You say, no, these things have to stop. So are we mad? Do you get me? Count every 5 shops in this north. 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade. And fraudulent trade for that matter, including Igbo have cheated you, unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
It's so allergic.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Drugs are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever I want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the North too. Simple. Yes. We don't have ancestors, but If Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the east, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come and tell him that ancestors made them yesterday night and said they should not sell the land for them. So we don't have ancestors. Or we are betraying ourselves. We, our ancestors have told us that we have been careless. That's why we suffered for the past 6 years. We have to wake up now. It's a very serious thing.
Move forward.
No. We cannot, sir. The society is already adulterated. That's why, to be honest to you, let me tell you, to be honest to you, we never wanted Buhari in this law, so we wanted Konkoso.
Yes.
We want
that's what I'm saying.
If it is Konkoso,
the primary, Konkoso will have defeated Buhari.
Listen to me. Hey, you know the Tinubus and Co prefer Buhari because they can.
He really tried.
Can you hear me? Because Konkoso will have solved this north-south problem for us within 6 months. In Kano, Konkoso gathered all the Igbos and told them that all these drugs that he closed all those fake drugs they are selling in Kano. They know him now. So that's why we wanted Konkoso to be the district. Igbos met in Abuja and warned us after the election that they were the ones in charge of 75% of Abuja is their own. They should be given ministers. Can you imagine? Negotiate and say this is the governor they want with their rulers, everything. Igbo say no, he cannot be governor. Haba. In somebody's land. Habakule. The arrogance is too much. So 10 years ago I warned it. I said the Igbos are building nation within our nation. They will engage us within our nation and reinforce from their nation. That is exactly what we saw during the tenure of Jonathan. Immediately we voted Jonathan. What we did to Jonathan in this north, Igbos in the north, their chiefs, gathered and came to Aso Villa. To the glare of everybody on TV, they say it was nobody that voted Jonathan, but the Igbos were the ones who voted him. Did you not hear that one? Did you not read it? In our own land, Igbo say we didn't vote Jonathan. It was they that voted Jonathan. 2, before elections again, they gathered themselves and came and met Jonathan and met in Abuja and said that they are directing all Igbos in the north must vote Jonathan. We don't mind. Let them vote anybody. But can you do that in the southeast? They stop us from even voting. Let me answer this. Amina wa alaikum salam.
Alaji.
Kungone.
Let's talk in the night.
Hello?
Thank you.
Can you hear me? In the southeast, all houses.
Hello there.
Maiyegun.
Mababa, how are you?
Fine, Wakale.
Good job, better. Báwo ni ọmọ Lumi?
Mo ní tí o ti wá di ó wá fi agbára wò báyìí o.
Ó ti di ìjọba ọ̀run o, Ọlọ́run gbọ́.
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa.
Àmín.
Báwo gbogbo ẹ̀kújọ́ mẹ́ta àwọn ìyàwó àtọmọ nǹkan.
We thank God though. How is the family, Baba? How everybody?
Báwo àti thank God àti díẹ̀díẹ̀ ní Amsterdam.
Ẹ kú ọwọ́ ẹ̀.
Àbí o, gbọ́dọ̀ ti dàrú finally. Àwọn APC ọ̀rọ̀ wọn sómi ti win election tó ń fa wàhálà káàkiri. It's not a good thing at all. You could ní bíbí fún pé àwọn Yorùbá tó wà ń bíbá àwọn mi sọ pé ó dábọ́ sí lọ́jọ́ ọjà mo ní
wà. Some of them are like Baba, some will be like okay with that one abi na that Alaba I want them to burn now. Oh, na that trade fair I want them to burn now. Oh, now that computer village, I want them so that they can send them elsewhere. Like people are sitting abroad typing that. I've seen some. This
one even typing. They want to call money. What?
Yeah.
You buy me no. Don't cost spare part one no giant. Don't ask spare part no giant.
They don't care. They don't think.
I want to me what don't talk no giant.
Spare part not no giant. Yes.
Yeah, that was not true. It's in fact. Nigeria máa gbàngbà táwọn ará bíbá take over power. Wọ́n ti take over power gan. Look at what the Agbero are doing in Lagos. Just look at what they are doing. No, Nigeria is finished. Gbogbo ìtàwọn British àti American sọ wọ̀nyẹn there is nothing they can do torí àwọn gan wà láwọn tó ń cause problem ìlú yẹn. Kò sí kankan tó constitution kankan tó ẹnìkan ló ti máa sọ pé àwọn play station sí àwọn tó bá rí gẹ̀lẹ́.
Visa ban, kíní kan ban. I heard that MC Oluwa America. So then I saw a news that they are announcing visa ban. So what will happen to him? We are watching.
Just put on the good job, Jerry.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Everybody might get breakfast.
Now, last now. Is that not what Pastor Ruga said? The last. Everybody go chop breakfast. You know.
You don't cast last. Everybody go chop breakfast.
Hello there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm happy I could, calling this night.
Now you got through, Baba. Thank you for persevering, for your perseverance. You are true. You are in. How are you, Baba?
Look, I'm fine. You see, Maiyegun, this issue of burning market, it's not only the Igbos that they are targeting. You see, they do this thing to even target, all these our old grandmother that have stores in the
they've
old
had
market.
them for ages and they want them to move.
Now, thank you very much. Because some of our old grandmothers, they inherited their store from maybe their own auntie. Then we grew up to know that they have a store. Now, there will now be a new developer that will just go to maybe the local government chairman. Most times they do this thing in collaboration with the local government chairman to tell you that even we ourselves, we are wicked. Now, they cannot push people away because the local people will be like, they will revolt. You know what they will do?
What?
In one night, we just say that the market, what's it called? The market got burnt. When it gets burnt, they will now say, okay, we were always using old market before. Now we need a new type of market. We want to modernize it. Now, when they want to modernize the market, you see all those old mamas that have had their stores for generation. They will tell them, okay, maybe a store that should naturally go for 500,000. They will say, no, 1.5. Where would those mama get 1.5 from?
5 million until they send her away.
They will send all those old people out. So you now have people, even in the ministry, they are economy. In the ministry, they will now start giving them as political slots. You now see one SA to governor have 2 market stores. SA to local government chairman, 1 market store. They will not use the market store for business. They will now be renting that market store as exorbitant prices. And at the end of the day, they will now sell some, maybe to some lucky civil servants that have money.
I can buy it off at once. They will just say, give me 5 million. I'll give it to you.
Yes, exactly. And most times, this market store even come from one person's hand to another person's hand, This person maybe because it's close to a local government to another person. So you now find that a market store where you go to a market before, maybe this section is for, let's say, dry fish, another section for spare parts. You just enter one market one day, everything just scattered.
Gone.
Everything will be
begin
scattered.
to look for all those your special things you are looking for. They will say, no, they've moved them. They clear all of them from this side. They have moved to, some will not actually come back to the market again because there's nowhere to come back to.
So when they do this one, in the next maybe 20 years, another fire again, they will say that that market is done now. They want to. So the only place they cannot do these things are places where, okay, it was out of the bloom this market started. It's not indigenous market. All the indigenous markets in Lagos State too are not, no indigenous person are there again because they've used these tactics of arson, burning shops to push people away. They do these things in collaboration.
You know what somebody told me, brother?
Yeah.
You know what somebody told me? He said one of the reasons why APC will eventually lose Lagos, whether they like it or not, is because the real people, the supposed real people that should be their members, those who are voting for them when they were in ACN, majority of them have been pushed out of Lagos. Number one, they can't afford the rent anymore. Some of them cannot afford their shops anymore. So they've moved back outside Lagos. Now, the people they have in Lagos are people, yeah, they are people who are like, they are working. And they are complaining that people are taking their money. Government is taking their tax, not giving them anything back. So they can vote against the government. So if APC finally lose Lagos to anybody in that Lagos, it's because their original voters that they didn't care about, they have sent majority of them out of Lagos. That theory seems to make sense with what you just said now. That majority of them are no longer in Lagos.
What's happening? Exactly. What's happening in Lagos now is when you go to places like Ojo, I schooled in Lagos University. This is what happened in Ojo.
Right.
When they started all these tax, land tax, something tax, how would you expect somebody who has, even though we know that some of them do sell their land to facilitate maybe WASU, whatever it is.
I mean, for
but how would you expect somebody that has, yes, how do you expect somebody who has a land in that area? You are giving them to pay some tax, they cannot pay. Another person comes, okay, let me buy this land off you. They bring 50 million now. And old mama will be like, 50 million. If I collect this 50 million, I can go to maybe somewhere in beyond Waterside or another place in Ogun.
Or go to somewhere very close to Mowe, Bafo, all those places.
Buy land. Yes, buy land of maybe 300,000 per plot. Build a house of say 5
million or something. Yeah,
exactly. The remaining 10 million, I will be able to use it to start one business, be managing my life. Before. Look, let's be sincere with ourselves. Our local government chairmen, our politicians, they are in these things. And with some wicked developers.
You know, if it's a country, if it's a place where there is actually government, this is a crime. It's actually a crime. And guess what? They used to do that in some of this Western world, though. Sure you get? Until majority of those big developers ended up in jail. Sure you get? Where they come and set fire in a block of flat because they want to chase people away. But in Nigeria, people still do that in 2023. I mean, Baba?
I was speaking with an older generation British here. He told me that, look, you guys, you always complain. Let me tell you why our parliamentarian guys see work. In the old times, some of them we used to burn their house. Some of them she told me, it got to a stage we used to kill their children. So at some point, when they go there, they just know, oh, we need to work for these people.
We have to.
Or else you'll back. She used this thing for me. Achan syndrome. Achan was a character in the Bible that stole from the people of Israel in the company of this family. What he stole, he kept it in the house. Then they went to war. They got killed. So Joshua asked God that what happened. He said, somebody among you have stolen what does not belong to them. So they asked Achan what happened. He said, no. But later he confessed. But in this case, all the family members were culprits too. Everybody went. So she said, what we did was, at times we look at these scriptures and we say, okay, what can we do? We know that these families are also aiding these politicians. Let us take action to all of them.
Eventually, it's going to get to that stage because they are pushing people. Yes. They are pushing people. And you know something? Something. Go on, sorry, brother. Please, go on.
Yeah. So it got to a stage, the politicians just had to sit up. If I go there, if I mess up, even if I run away, my children are not safe. So that's how they got it right. She told me categorically, that's what we did to get it right. But I don't pray it get to that stage. But the truth is this. Like you said earlier in the broadcast, some of us know this thing, but we keep quiet. It's high time we start calling these people out.
Yes.
And let people see what is happening.
Because you know what? Because a lot of people just keep quiet. You know what I mean? A lot of people just keep quiet like it's normal. That's what they do. Look at what you just said now, right? You just painted a picture of a crime that has become like normal because of greed of some people. Now, if we don't, or let me say, if we continue to normalize it, then one day is going to be our turn. And at the end of the day, right? Go on.
Maiyegun, and the truth is this. either we like it or not, we are indirectly, aiding these people, you know?
You get?
Because even if we say that we are a Christian or Muslim, we say that if you see evil and you don't talk, you'll be shared off the judgment.
You automatically become an accomplice or enabler. And you can't deny it. If you see evil and you look away. Sir, they said that evil persists because good people keep quiet.
So Maiyegun, that's part of what's happening in Lagos State. Even some of our politicians, they go to communal lands, sell communal lands off in a company of all these Politico Yorubas and ballets. Use the money, campaign, get into office, loot office. When there's no communal land again, they start feeling they start feeling the farm forest.
See,
when they finish with that, atrocity potential.
I wish I could spend all my evening with you.
That's market theory for you.
God bless
all
you.
Local government is using that market theory.
They are doing it, Abi. That's an act of terrorism. And if DSS is DSS, we should be seeing some local government chairmen in handcuffs. We should be seeing some people that are political office holders in handcuffs for what they are actually doing and getting away with. Baba, I appreciate your time with me this evening. I'm happy that you actually go through.
God bless you.
And you too. You stay safe, okay? So this is where we're going to draw the curtains. I have other people trying to get in. But because in the past, see, I've got 2 calls, right, on my screen right now. The 2 callers, they have female pictures. But the last time I got kind of female distracted because of profile. On a man did the other end, though. They were using their wife's photo as profile picture. So I would take your call some other time. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everyone who is here tonight, including those of you who don't actually like what I say or do some of the times, but you still end up having to be around to see maybe it's going to say something responsible tonight or something reasonable tonight. It doesn't matter. If I haven't said anything reasonable tonight to you, try again next night, okay? Tomorrow may be another one. If I don't, try again and try again. There are people who have been watching Maiyegun for a while until they started agreeing with Maiyegun or somehow started seeing things as Maiyegun saw them, but they will still not 100% agree with Maiyegun, but they will be here to make up the attendance, contribute, and just get everything more interesting for everybody, okay? So I appreciate everyone. The super chatters, you are those who add color to the comment. When you see yellow, green, blue, and all of that, those are money from those who kind of appreciate Maiyegun more than just paying the offering of a like. So I appreciate everybody, every one of you. Now, if you just joined us, watch this from the start again. The sweetest part of this conversation started about 10 minutes into the program. I'm giving you the trick, okay? You don't have to start watching from all the way from the start. Start from 10 minutes. And then tell me what you think after this. So I'll see you some other time, okay? Good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun #1. lọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun Diary na you be number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó. Maiyegun Diary na you be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.